If you're avoiding squats in the gym, you're probably avoiding them in real life too because of knee pain. You think you're protecting yourself, but you're not. You're actually making things worse. You're probably avoiding them not only because of the pain, but maybe you've seen some videos that say that squats are actually bad for your knees. That's complete bullshit, okay? Our knees are designed to be able to travel forward. And chances are, if you're suffering from knee pain from this movement, granted, you may authentically have bad knees, but it may just be that you're not trained correctly. Strength actually comes from exposure, not avoidance. So if you're trying to protect yourself throughout your daily life and not exposing yourself to this particular stress, do you think you're actually getting stronger? Do you think you're taking care of yourself? No. The squat movement pattern is one of the most important to us as a species, to be able to get up and down, to carry ourselves where we're going. It's a movement that doesn't just live in the gym, it's in your everyday life. You're avoiding it and you are making things worse for yourself in the long run. First, there are actually multiple different kinds of squats. We're gonna focus on two right now, and it's just gonna describe the movement pattern. There's the high bar movement pattern, which is where the body moves much more vertically. My hips just sink down like I'm on an elevator, and my knees travel forward. This is where we actually want to get. This is the ideal movement pattern for longevity, and then also building overall lower body strength. It's not the end all be all, but as far as for this movement, that's where we want to get. However, to get there, we can use something called the low bar squat, which sends our hips back and down. And what that does is it takes pressure off of our knee to learn the movement. However, I don't want you to become like me, where I learned how to low bar squat and it became a crutch. I spent years doing it, getting very, very strong, squatting over 700 pounds on low bar squat. But I couldn't really high bar anything. I was still having trouble, getting up out of chairs because my quads were weak because I was afraid of my knee pain. So this is very much coming from experience. This isn't me just yelling at you, through your phone. This is saying, hey, do better than me. The first thing that we need to figure out is actually our hip position. And this applies both to high bar and low bar. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna lie down on your back. Go ahead and pull your knee straight to your chest, just straight up, okay? When you do that, you're gonna make a mental note of how far does your knee come up. And then I want you to just angle it out just a little bit. Pull it up again. Does it go further? Does it go shorter? Okay, mental note. And I want you to do that on the way out as far as you can. And if all the way at the end of that motion is where you're able to pull your leg up the farthest, okay, then you have pretty open hips. Then that's gonna be actually your squat position. For me, it's around the 45-degree mark. And I think for most people it's there. And what happens is that when we try and squat and we have our feet straight forward, what actually happens is a lot of people's hip sockets aren't designed to work that way. And so it basically gets snagged. That's why when you go down, it can just feel nasty in your hips because you're bending in a way that your body wasn't meant to. We also need to pay attention to how long your femurs are, because that's actually going to determine your body position. If you have very short femurs, most likely, granted, everybody's different, you're probably going to feel more comfortable being more vertical. You might actually be able to get to the high bar movement much easier than if you have long femurs, like I do, where it feels more comfortable to have a little bit of lean when I go down. And both versions are fine. You're going to be able to accomplish low bar, you're going to be able to accomplish high bar. We just need to tailor the movement to you. When we're ready for high bar, at some point, granted, I got instructionals all over this channel. High bar, there's an additional level of mobility that we need to take into account, and that is ankle mobility. Do we need, when we descend down, what you're going to find is if you shoot your knees forward, pay attention. Do your heels come up a little bit? Okay, that's not a problem. That is normal. My heels come up. And so what you can do is actually put a couple of plates or books or anything you have around the house underneath your heels when you go to squat down. It's going to make that movement much easier for you to be able to shoot your knees forward and still have support under your heels, so you're not just driving all your weight over your toes. And that movement pattern is going to become more comfortable, I promise. And so we're going to work our way through some progressions. First things first, when we're setting this up, you don't have to squat your own body weight. You don't need to squat 500 pounds out of the gate, okay? We can start supported. Remember, we are learning a new movement pattern for your body. Again, if you have been avoiding squats, chances are all these little tendons and everything along the way and all the little connective tissue is gonna be a little upset at first, okay? So we need to be prepared for that. So we want to build up your load tolerance over time. We don't wanna dump everything on it. This is not so that you can kind of look like the leg day memes or anything like that when you're wandering around. No, let's start slow. Let's progress through it. Let's build a great foundation. So first things first, let's start with either a supported and or box squat. Okay, first things first, when we have that supported position, we are going to work on either sending our hips back or down, okay, depending on which motion is going to feel better for you. Again, we'd like to get to the high bar movement, but if we're going to start with low bar, remember, high bar, hips down, low bar, hips back, all right? Whichever one's going to be more comfortable for you to learn on. Start with just focusing on the movement, not the weight. We don't need weights yet, all right? Weights are actually a consequence of you getting stronger and better in a movement pattern. They're not the goal. They're actually a consequence. Once you have that kind of coded in, it gets much easier to get stronger because you're just focused on doing things the right way. So we're going to start where you're assisted. Hold on to something. It could be at a squat rack. It could be, I got a laundry machine right here. Here on a treadmill off over this direction. Whatever is going to be easy enough for you to be able to put your hands out in front of you and either have your knees travel forward a little bit or your hips travel back a little bit. Just give yourself some room. Start supported and go down just a little bit. Okay, let's find which descent is going to work best for you. Again, either hips down or hips back. If you're watching this video, it might be hips back. So start supported, go down just a little bit, feel it out. Feel if there's any, we'll call them snaggy bits, all right? And when you encounter a snaggy bit, I want you just to stay there, okay? If I lower myself down just a little bit and right here, okay, if I'm feeling snaggy in my knees, just go ahead and wait. It'll actually settle out. You're signaling to your body that it's okay, that I don't need you to protect me right now. I'm doing this on purpose and it's fine. And then you'll be able to go to the next bit and the next bit and the next bit. And again, we're doing this supported because we're just trying to code in this movement and get your body comfortable with this. And also a byproduct, you are going to build strength. Then the next evolution is that we can actually add something behind us. If we're able to get further, it gives us a little bit of a target. So that's called a box squat. So as you sit down, you're going to touch that spot. And I don't like actually sitting on the box. I just want to barely just graze it because again, it is a target. I'm not taking time off down there. I am trying to get stronger in these compromised positions. Okay, I want to be at these lengthened positions for my muscles. I want to be putting pressure on my joints because I want everything to get stronger at that end range of motion. That's really important, okay? Don't just bounce out of there, come back, come down, kiss the box, move back up. If you're beyond that, and now we don't need the box anymore, well, let's go ahead, move it back, keep yourself supported, pull yourself down, and from there, pause at the bottom. Don't bounce out of there. You get this stretch reflex response. So if I just go like this, I didn't push my arm forward. The stretch reflex did. Okay, it's the same thing in squat. That's not building any kind of strength. You'll see Olympic lifters, power lifters do those kinds of moves where they are, because they're trying to move as much weight as possible. When you see them competing, they're not training to get stronger at that point. They are moving as much weight as possible. We're training to get stronger. Okay, so if we're ready to move on to high bar, if you've been doing low bar up to this point, you're coming back to me, 3 months later, and we're ready to go on to high bar, I still want you to be able to develop your glutes because low bar is fantastic at glute development, not so good at quad development. It's okay if we're getting deep enough, but it's not the same thing as high bar. And ultimately, the combination I would want you to have for just overall lower body development is a high bar squat paired with a Romanian deadlift where I am sending my hips back. Sound familiar? Sounds like the low bar, right? So if I'm able to create strength with that high bar movement of knees traveling forward, hips sinking down, and again, it's okay if I have a little bit of lean in my upper body or not, depending on how you're built, add in that Romanian deadlift. I have a whole video on both of these movements, actually on all three of them. We have a low bar video, we have a high bar video, we have the Romanian deadlift video, we have the Alaska deadlift video, which is just a different variation, but I like it better. But as far as developing your glutes and your hamstrings, that Romanian deadlift, that is a tough one to beat, especially paired with the high bar squat for quad development. That is going to give you such a strong foundation. Okay, let's go over gear so we can protect ourselves and give ourselves the best chance of success at this. You don't need any of these, okay? These are nice to haves, but I would recommend, especially if you're watching this video, getting some knee sleeves. Some nice thick ones. These are SBD. Mark Bell makes some really good ones. I'd recommend getting a set of those. It's just gonna make everything smoother. It's gonna give you support and it's gonna actually warm your knees up a bit. They're fantastic and I train with them every time I do legs. I even wear lighter ones when I'm training my upper body because I do things like bent over rows and so my legs are involved. If I'm doing bench, my legs are actually active, which you'll learn on our bench video coming soon. The next set, especially if we're doing high bar, do not use these for low bar. Low bar, keep your feet flat. flat shoes, barefoot shoes, minimalist shoes, barefoot even. That's how you want to be set up for that. But as you move on to high bar, which I'm encouraging you all to do, with a few exceptions, please speak with your doctor, blah, 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 blah. Okay, next up is powerlifting shoes or weightlifting shoes. These are the heels elevate a little bit, and so that gives you that little bit of ankle mobility that a lot of us are lacking, myself included. I like using these just because I'm better grounded than when I have my heels up on plates. If I forget these, I'll put my heels on plates. It's fine. But these little guys, they make a huge difference. Next, especially if you're worried about your back, and I do, especially with the weights I'm lifting, get a weight belt. Nice, thick, gone over this on a few videos. Same size all the way around. One hole on these leather belts. I do not like fabric belts, but any version of a leather belt's gonna be fine. The reason for the one hole thing is that when you're trying to cinch this up and the second prong gets stuck behind here and you're trying to get it and you've got it cinched as tight as you can, this is gonna help you brace better and just protect you overall. The ratchet belts, those are pretty cool. I guess I'm kind of old school on this one. And then lastly, a little bit of a bonus I thought about for this video is some super compression shorts. These are from Mark Bell. These guys are as thick as knee sleeves, and you want to talk about giving you support. So if you're starting out and you're really worried, whether it's your knees, your hips, you're nervous about doing this lift. And granted, it's central to our daily lives, okay? So if that's what's stopping you, get the knee sleeves, get these things, get a belt, get the shoes, get all the stuff, and just start doing this movement pattern. I promise it changes your life. It's changed my life. Again, I'm not some influencer that did steroids for 3 years and then decided to make YouTube videos. I've been in the gyms for my entire adult life, and I have had to go through hell with my knees, and these movements brought me back. And I'm gonna do a whole video on that, my specific story and the movements I did to bring myself back. So if you like this kind of content, like and subscribe. And if you wanna have one-on-one coaching or access to our AI-driven app, go ahead, click the link in the description. We have our tiered system there. Just send us some info to the email that's linked in there. Tell us about yourself, and we'll see if we're a good fit. All right, hope to see you soon.